on Baltimore Flava Radio. Thanks for everybody for tuning in. We have, and let me get the title right. Is it director? Is it
Director, CEO, president, founder,
Gotcha.
all that.
She do all of that stuff. Cashier, janitor, all of that stuff.
Exactly. Employee.
Of a nonprofit organization called Serenity's Door, and we just brought her in so that she can talk a little bit about it. Miss Pamela Hawk in the building.
Yes, thank you so much.
Absolutely. Welcome to Baltimore Flava officially now, because we met for like an hour or so. So we've been kicking it.
Absolutely.
And I just had an opportunity just to listen to your story a little bit off air, and it's absolutely amazing. So we're going to touch on that. And shout out to LNG, man, for just making the connection. We just happened to be going to Terra Cafe for separate meetings, and you were there meeting with Ellen, and she was like, "You need to meet with such and such."
And that
and
was
such
a
and
Wednesday
such.
as well.
It was a Wednesday, yeah, because I was on my way here.
Right.
Yep. So, first of all, just talk a little bit about Serenity's Door, as far as the organization, what made you start it, and what are some of the goals and plans that you have, and then we can just kind of take it from there.
Okay, well, what compelled me to start Serenity's Door? I'm a survivor of domestic abuse. I dealt with domestic abuse for many years. My ex-husband was the perpetrator. Once I was able to flee from my situation, my abusive situation, along with 4 children, which was even more of an adversity for me. Once I finally got on my feet, I felt that I needed to do something to give back to not only women affected by domestic violence, but to the community as a whole, just to empower women, uplift families affected by domestic violence. I know firsthand how detrimental it can be on an individual and also your family as well. Some of the goals that I have for Serenity's Door, the ultimate vision is to open a transitional shelter in like a single family housing dwelling for women and children affected by domestic violence. Due to my situation, my children and I, we have become homeless. So I also know firsthand how it is to be homeless, and just affects the long-term effects of domestic abuse. Even once you remove yourself from the situation, you still deal with abuse indirectly to some level. So that's pretty much what compelled me to start Serenity's Door. And we've had a lot of success. Our passion is community service and outreach. So
you just stole my next question.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. That's fine.
That's my passion, serving the community. We've done coat drives to help women and children affected by domestic violence, and just women in general that may be in need. We do a prom dress drive. This is our 3rd year. Every year we partner with Prince George's Community College, and we do all sorts of community service outreach efforts. We partner with a shelter in Prince George's County, Capitol Heights, Maryland, and we host ice cream socials, breakfast with Santa, and all sorts of things like that. So
and the Valentine's thing. Talk a little bit about
the Valentine's
that.
Day. Cool. Well, we hosted a Valentine's Day event where we came and we brought in helium tanks where we blew up balloons to give to the ladies that were residing in the shelter and their children. We bought gift bags with tons of goodies and stuff like that. And then I bought a couple of single guys with me to offer hugs to the ladies as well.
Notice she says single.
Right.
I wouldn't have
Nobody
been invited
knows
to that.
there.
Right, exactly. Right.
She like, I ain't getting in trouble.
So we distributed I can't remember the number, but everyone, was able to receive a balloon, a gift bag full of goodies, and just some love on Valentine's Day. Because, like I said, you're in that situation, homeless, hopeless. You feel as though, no one cares, especially on holidays.
Mhm.
So I felt compelled to do something for the ladies that was special. So that's
nice.
what
I
we
like
did.
that.
I don't want you to go too deep into the story
Okay.
because for sure.
Right.
But
Okay.
and just from what you told me already, I know how deep that can get. But just talk a little bit about the strength that it took for you to make. I mean, you were raising 4 kids.
Yes.
So that in itself
Yes.
takes a lot. But
It takes
because
a
of the
lot.
situation, you had to do it on your own.
Right.
Just talk a little bit about how you were just able to just find the strength from wherever you found it
Okay.
and just be able to. I mean, you're here today with your two of your daughters, and
Mhm.
the other two are
They're
grown. So
grown.
yeah. So just talk a little bit about how you were able to find that strength within.
Okay. Well, for me, I had to personally gain my esteem back. So I did that. I did that by just, for one, believing in myself and pretty much casting down all of the words and the horrible things that were done to me and that was said to me by my perpetrator. So once I was able to gain my esteem back, the whole world just opened up. I didn't have a lot of family support. With domestic abuse, a lot of times your perpetrator tends to make sure that you're isolated from your family and your friends. So at that point, when you're trying to go back to those same family members that were once
there.
there for you,
They're not
those ties have been severed, for whatever reason. I found two of my friends that were faithful, loyal friends, and I pretty much just leaned on them for strength. My cousin, a cousin of mine, she took, after we had went through the whole shelter process, a cousin of mine, she took myself and my 4 children in. And I'll never forget to this day, she had children of her own. And it was just so compelling for her to do that for me. And I still to this day thank her, because if it wasn't for her, our time in the shelter would have been extended. And it was a culture shock just to even have to take my family to a shelter. And that's pretty much how I gathered the strength. I gathered the little support that I did have, and I just leaned on them, leaned on my prayer life. It became stronger. And that's pretty much it.
Just to touch back on the transitional housing, you're looking for like funding
Yes.
and grants and all of that
Yes.
kind of stuff for
Yes.
that. Talk a little bit about how someone may be able to just reach out to you and help you in that regard.
Okay. Well, as far as donations, you can reach us at www.serenitiesdoor.org. Also, you can reach us via my cell phone, 301-996-8817.
It's probably not going to be charged if y'all call. No, I'm just it's only on 2%.
Right. So don't call now. But we have a website. It has a donate button. like I said, my mission is to empower women to take charge of their lives, whether it be women affected by domestic violence or just single women that are trying to better themselves. Because I know how it feels to be in a situation and you feel as though you have no help. Um, and
And what would be your message to any of our listeners? And it doesn't even necessarily have to just be female listeners, because
Right.
men go through domestic as
absolutely,
well.
absolutely.
Any of our listeners that may feel like they're in a situation that's hopeless?
For one, reach out to someone, whether that someone is a family member, a coworker, someone that you trust. Reach out to someone and get help. We have a national domestic violence hotline. They're open 24/7. The number is 1-800-799-7233, and that's 1-800-799-SAFE. And they're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you need someone to talk to, if you need a resource, in reference to your situation, but definitely talk to someone. Violence thrives in silence. The longer you keep it in and thinking this is just my problem, no, it's a community problem. It's an issue. And right now we're in the month of October. The month of October is National Domestic Violence Awareness Month. 1 in 4 women have been affected by domestic violence. That could be a family member, a coworker, your neighbor. You just never know what a person is going through and experiencing. Just speak up, tell someone, get help. And there is help.
And that's the significance of the purple?
Yes.
I thought so. Because
Yes.
I saw the
That's our color.
Everything is in purple.
purple.
And then I noticed the ribbon early, and then
Right.
you with the matching
Ribbon.
lipstick, and then you threw the jacket on. So I
Right.
figured it had to be something related to that.
Yes.
And the work that you're doing now, is it primarily in the PG County area, or do you come up and do
It's
stuff
Maryland
there?
as a whole, the DMV, but it's primarily in Prince George's County. But we help women all over. I've been to Severna Park. I've been all over, and I travel in my personal vehicle. If there's any, like I said, we have resources as far as toiletries, personal items, baby diapers, children's clothes, whatever you need outside of monetary money, we're here to help. So that's.
Do you guys have any outreach projects coming up in the future?
Coming up right now,
especially with the holidays right around the corner.
Right, we're going to Jessup. I'm not sure what the exact date. I think it's November the 5th. We're going to Jessup to just minister to the women and also pass out care packages. And that'll be our first time as an organization being invited to the jail. So that's going to be a wonderful experience. So normally we do our outreach in the community shelters. So this is our first time going into the women's prison, and we're excited about that.
That should be awesome.
Yes.
That should be quite an experience.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming.
Yes,
I just real quick want you, first of all, if you have anybody that you want to shout out, but also just lastly, just make sure you give that information that people can contact you, if they wish to donate, if they want to, work with you in any kind of way, just let them know how they can reach you again.
Okay, the website is www.serenitiesdoor.org, and that's SERENITYSDOOR.org, and the number is 301-996-8817. And that's for donations. We're looking for new board members for the year 2017. Please contact me. Like I said, we would love to, uh, for you to share your expertise, your talents, your skills, all of that. And for donations, like I said, we have a donation button on our website. Oh,
Cut the check.
and also it's for shout outs. Of course, my girl Ellen, for making the connection, Antoine and I.
Yep.
Like to shout out, let's see, a number of organizations.
Hello.
Of course, my two daughters,
I love it.
Destiny and Desiree, that are here with me.
The one that they want to share her chicken with you earlier. Now she wants a shout out on the radio.
Right. Thank you so much for being patient with me and just having a super resiliency within you guys also. That means a lot to me.
Shout out to y'all, man. I'm serious. No, like on a serious tip, like shout out to y'all.
Yes.
Some of that stuff y'all mom just told me, I was like, it's mind blowing. I mean, not a lot of adults can deal with some of the situations.
Yeah.
Better yet, children. So shout
And
out to
still
y'all.
smile.
And still smile. Even though she mean, she still smile.
Exactly.
That's it. Tell you I'm mean. Don't call me happy.
Yeah, and also the Lakeisha Brown Foundation, domestic violence wears many tags. There's so many I can't think right now. McYon, Janine, Erica, thank you so much for being so super supportive of our organization throughout the years. And just everyone, shout out to
That's all
everyone.
you That's all you need. Absolutely.
And thank you so much for inviting me and allowing me to have this platform. I really appreciate
Absolutely.
it.
I told you the day we met. Just
Right.
all we had to do was find
Exactly.
time and we would make it happen. Absolutely. Because like I said earlier, man, we can get singers and rappers on here every week like it's nothing, but there's too much going on in this city and there's too much going on in this country to just not, allow somebody just 5 minutes to come on and share.
Right.
And like I was telling you earlier, I know it's hard to open up when you go through situations like that, but you never ever know that one person that might hear your story and say, okay, now I can open up, now I can have the confidence to come forward.
Right.
And it's a lot. So.
Also, may I say one more thing? If anyone knows of anyone that's experiencing or that may be experiencing domestic violence within their relationship, please speak up. Tell someone. I can't stress that anymore. So many women have lost their lives to domestic violence, and it's just unfathomable that we should have to, as a family, go through that. And just please speak up. If you know someone, that it could be a neighbor, it could be a coworker, it could be a sister, it could be a cousin, please speak up. Because after the fact, oh, I wish I had said something, and you looking down in the coffin, at that point it's too late.
Yeah, and not to cut you off, but I just thought about this, like, are there signs that you can look for?
Oh, most definitely. As I said, like the isolation, there's so many forms of domestic abuse. You have verbal, you have the physical, you have the mental, you have financial, like we talked about earlier. Those that don't pay child support, that's financial abuse. If you're not going to be with me, I'm not going to take care of our children. So that's an extension of domestic abuse, the financial. There are all sorts of abuse within under the term domestic abuse. As far as signs, I would say like isolation. There's so many things that you used to do, you're no longer interested in doing as an individual. I can't really think of anything else right now.
I think it varies per person.
Per person,
Yeah.
exactly. Because we was talking about suicide, the signs of a person that's contemplating
Suicide, right.
suicide or may have suicidal tendencies. It's the same with domestic violence. You just never know. But of course, if you see like physical signs, those are the most obvious, of course. But just if you suspect or if you've seen or witnessed some type of abuse, whether it may be physical, verbal, please speak up and get that person help, get them out of there, help them get out of their situation.
And I'm glad that you say even if you suspect, because it's better to suspect and be wrong
Exactly. I would
than
rather
to
you not be
overlook
my
it.
friend
Yeah.
anymore,
Right.
because I suspect abuse in your relationship,
Right.
than for me to sit back and just allow someone to mistreat
And
me.
if you are wrong and that person can't understand that you
Oh.
cared enough to come to them, then
Exactly.
it is what it is.
It is what it is.
So
Thank
be it.
you.
But yeah, definitely thank you for coming, man.
you
We
so much.
appreciate it. You drove a long way in a lot of traffic. So we appreciate it. All right, that's Pamela Hawk from Serenity's Door Incorporated. We are going to take a quick break and then we'll be back with all the dirt, all the gossip, all the news.